When was the last time that you worked on something for 8 hours a day, 2 weeks straight, 4 weeks straight, 6 weeks straight, 2 months straight? When was the last time you had that laser focus and actually put that much time into something? Welcome to another episode of The Route. I'm your host, Landon Danes. On this episode, I want to talk about the one thing that you're missing as an owner that's costing you the most amount of money. I started my pest control company in 2021 and we scaled to a 7-figure exit. And now I own Pest Launch, where we help other pest control owners do the same thing to grow their businesses faster, get more leads, more profit, more revenue, and scale way faster than they currently are. And it's actually usually a lot simpler than they realize. And it comes back to this one thing. Most owners are distracted. Most owners cannot sit down and do one task for more than 30 minutes straight, let alone 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks. Think about the last time in your business when you actually had something you were working on for 3 months. Most owners will start something, do it for a couple of days, and just jump from task to task. And a big reason is because it feels like the needs of the business pop up like that. They feel like they just have to continue bouncing from one thing to another because most owners just play in kind of response mode where their time, their attention, and their days are based around what does the business need right now and today. So, a text comes in, they respond to that. Email comes in, they handle that cancellation. Equipment breaks, they do that. Technician's frustrated, they handle the technician. They feel like they need to hire a new one, they go do that. And so they're always just responding, and they're never actually growing the business or moving it forward because they're just playing response mode. And so I just want you to sit back and think, if I actually did spend 3 months of my time, my year, focusing on one aspect of the business, and whether it's one project or one marketing strategy or one something, one SOP, one system, one operational tactic, whatever it is, how much better off could your business be and could you be if you had that kind of laser focus? And the thing with focus and work is it compounds upon itself. So right now you're only doing work for an hour, maybe 2 hours before you stop. And then you focus and you do something else and something else. And so you're always in that first 10% mode of work, and you never break past that to where the compounding really starts. In hour 4, hour 8, day 3, day 4, day 5, week 3, week 4, when that work starts to compound and build upon itself, and all the effort you put in just starts to double and triple in effectiveness and efficiency because you're getting better the more you work. And so not only are you getting more done, but you're also getting better at that thing. So the more you work, the faster it gets done and the better you get at it. So it compounds like crazy. So most owners never experience that because they're always just bouncing from thing to thing. So number one is your effort and your focus will compound. And that's why it's super, super important to have laser focus. And I want to step back and just talk about the biggest thing that owners are missing out on, and it's costing you the most amount of money, is not having laser focus on one singular thing in your business. That's it. And most guys will tell me, oh, there's no way I could. Like, I have this and this and this, and this technician needs this, and I got to do this and do cancel calls and do sales calls, and I got to make sure I got this. I need a truck I need to work on my logo, and my website needs some stuff, and my Google page is all messed up, and and they just list off all these different things they need to do. But the thing is, that's great. You have tons of things to do. The question is, which one of those would 2 to 3x your business the fastest and most reliably? And you can quickly cross off 90% of those things. It's like, okay, taking cancel calls likely won't do that. Or, working on a logo clearly won't. Doing my website clearly won't. And you'll quickly boil it down to like 2 or 3 other things. And then you just got to ask yourself, which of these things can most reliably and most quickly 2 to 3x my business? Most of the things you list out are just maintenance things. They'll maintain your business. They'll keep it alive. They'll keep it breathing. They'll keep the heart beating. But think about the things that will actually grow the business. And you as the owner need to be laser focused on one thing. And until you accomplish that one thing, until you nail that process or create that procedure or nail that marketing strategy, whatever it is, once that's in place, then you move on to the next thing. Okay, now what's the next thing that's actually going to take my business to the next level? And it might take you a month. It might take you 2 months. But work on nothing else except that one thing. Because if you do, your business will actually start to progress forward and grow way, way, way faster rather than just maintaining everything. Figure out what that is. For most guys, it's something related to, obviously, sales and growth is what comes to mind, but it's a lot deeper than that. I come in a lot of businesses and I see they're all like, hey, can you get me more leads? And I look at it and it's like, hey, right now you're only collecting 85% of your money every month. 15% of your revenue is going uncollected. People just aren't paying you. So let's do this first, because if we're getting 15% more every single month, that's going to grow way faster. And if we do that right now, then when we focus on actual, leads and growth and sales, then we're actually going to be in a better spot because now our business grows way faster rather than only collecting 85% of all the growth we put into that. Oh, okay, let's look at that. Or people are like, hey, I need to grow faster. It's like, I've looked at businesses where they have literally 5 to 6% cancellations per month, which is insane because if you multiply that by 12, that's 60 to 70% cancels. And so right now you're just fighting an uphill battle where no matter how many leads you get, you're just bleeding and your business will never grow or get to that 2 to 3x because no matter how many people come in, we're losing 6% every single month, 70% a year. It's insane. So that's where our focus needs to be if we're ever going to 2 to 3x this. I've seen other businesses where their technicians are just not efficient and they have 3 or 4 technicians and they're all running at like half capacity, but the owner doesn't realize that. The routes aren't efficient. They're being paid too much. The drive time's crazy. Spending way too long at houses or putting way too much chemical at houses. And again, it comes down to, let's look at your gross profit. It's like, okay, our gross profit is only 60%. So no matter how much we grow this thing, we're never going to be able to be as profitable or take home as much money as you want to because the gross profit is only 60%, which it should be 75, 80% plus. So until we can dial that in, we're only going to be swimming upstream and just fighting this uphill battle and never going to be able to grow to the 2 to 3x like we talked about. So don't get too carried away and just think, oh, it's leads. I got to get more leads. I got to pay more on Google. I got to find a marketing company. It's not always that. Figure out what it is for you. For some guys, they just need to get off the truck. And the biggest thing holding you back is you're just on the truck the whole time. And so you have 40 to 50 hours a week that you can't grow the business. Teching houses is literally the definition of maintaining your business. You're just doing the service and providing the service and getting the money for it. Obviously, there's ways you can upsell. There's ways you can get reviews and referrals, and you should be doing those things if you're a solo operator and trying to grow from where you're at. Do those things for sure. But a lot of those owners are just stuck in the truck, and so you can't ever focus on those marketing strategies and growing or even analyzing where the growth should be occurring. So a lot of times the first step is let's find a part-time person even if I can't afford a full-time. Let me find a part-time person that I can replace half my hours with. And now I have 20 hours a week, 25 hours a week that I can focus on, okay, where's the business at? Where are the numbers at? Where's the biggest growth lever I can pull? And now let me focus those 20 hours a week on that one thing. And you'll be shocked with how fast you grow. You're obviously going to eat into your margin for those first couple months as you have another person on payroll, part-time, and you're not bringing in more revenue quite yet. But as that effort starts to compound and as you start to really just nail down that thing, you're going to grow a lot faster. Now, the danger is so many owners get distracted with shiny objects. It's mind-blowing how many owners I'll talk to one week and then you talk to the next week and they've already started a new thing. And it's like, wait, what happened to the thing we just talked about? What happened to putting that thing in place? What happened to fixing the gross margin? Or what happened to getting that Google review system in place? And they're like, oh, I want to do this. And sometimes it's way beyond even the pest control business itself. Sometimes they start a whole new business, like a power washing business. Sometimes they start a restaurant. Like I've literally had guys just start complete different business in the meantime because they want to bring in more revenue. And it's mind-boggling because the thing is, if you focused all of your time and all of your attention and all of your effort on the one thing in your business, you will get way farther than anyone else. You're not going to have the dopamine hit of always starting something new. And you're not going to have all the excitement of always starting something new because there's always that fun, that exciting, that just cool feeling when you start something new business, new idea, new logo, revamp the website, all that kind of stuff. But you're never going to have the growth that comes after that 10%. You're not going to have the 2, 3, 4x. You're always going to be just chasing that dopamine of starting something new. So do not get distracted. One of the best things you can learn as a business owner is how to say no. Just saying, I can't do this right now. I'll put it on the back burner. Or just have a list of ideas that you have in a note or written down somewhere of, once I have time or once I nail this one thing, here's what I can look to for what's next. But if you don't have the discipline to say no, you're never going to have the discipline to grow. It's as simple as that. So biggest thing I would recommend is blocking your time and just say, whether it's the first 4 hours every day or it's all day Mondays and Tuesdays or whatever you need to do, blocking that time and making it a non-negotiable of I don't do anything else besides this one growth thing during this time. Nothing else. It doesn't matter if we get a crazy call, something's coming in, or there's a request for this, or I get a new applicant and they need my attention, they need an interview during that time, or it does not matter what happens. I'm focusing on this. And if you can have the discipline to say no and say yes to the thing that's going to grow your business, you'll actually see growth and you won't be stuck in maintenance mode like you have been so far. So practice that in your business. Number one is find the thing that's going to grow your business 2 to 3x and get really nitty gritty. Don't just be surface level and think it's more leads or more calls, because there are plenty of companies I talk to and I see where they're getting 25 new customers a month, but they're getting 150 calls a month. And so the problem is not leads, it's your closing rate. Or it could be your contract value. It could be your prices. It could be all these different things. So don't be surface level and think it's leads. It's honestly probably not leads. There's very few businesses that I talk to where leads is the thing that's going to grow their business. So dig deep, narrow down to 3 or 4, and then get really nitty gritty with those things and see if I did this one thing, what could I or would I 2 to 3x by next year? And if the answer is yes, then focus on that one thing and either delegate the rest or just say no to the rest and just let it kind of simmer, let it burn for now. But while that burns and while you focus on the one thing, your business is going to get way, way, way bigger, way faster. So practice the discipline of having laser focus, having one priority, having one task, and seriously sitting down and doing it for 4 hours or 8 hours. Most people can't do it for more than 30 minutes. So have that discipline. Do it for a week, do it for 2 weeks, do it for a month, and then come back and realize how much better, how much further along your business is than when it was at this point. So hopefully this is helpful. Use this in your business. Have laser focus. Say no way more than you say yes. Focus on one thing and you'll grow faster. Peace out.